was good to save. Let's create a sphere. Let's create a sphere. Again, let's do 4. Create. And we're going to do something a little different, just to mix it up a bit. Put it at the top of the head. Let's just make sure that this is similar in size. Scale it down a bit. Press 3. Not bad. Alright. Alright. So, what are we going to do here? We're going to change up the way we do it a little bit. We're going to go here. We're going to delete those faces. And we're going to extrude from the edge. Edge, extrude. And we'll pull it all the way down like this. Maybe I need to make it a little bit thinner, so I'll scale this a bit. Pull it up. There we go. Still a little bit too thick. Alright. Something like this. Alright. Now you'll notice what happened. I press 3, it scales that out. So this is why I need to make it have some uniform topology right in here. So if you guys remember, where is that? Insert edge loop. Last time was 4. I think I'm going to need like 6. Let's see if that's, yeah, it's pretty even. Pretty good. Alright, and you'll notice I'm doing it straight, and I'm going to show you why I'm doing it that way. Let's move it right about here, because that's where that stays. And I want this to have a nice sharpness to it, so I'm going to add something like this, and push it up a bit, and let's bring this down just a smidgen. There we go. That's nice. Looks a little bit better. If we want, we could keep adding more geometry in here. Could have made this a little higher res, but this is pretty good. Alright, so now what am I going to do? I need this to be curved on this way and this way. So I'm going to get a perfect curve. I'm going to use a deformer, nonlinear bend. So I add this here, and how does the bend work? I've shown in other tutorials, but let's look at it one more time. So you have this curvature, you have low bound and high bound. So what you'll see here is you're going to see that if I bend it, it bends from the center. That's not what I want. I want to bend it from the bottom here. So that means I need to turn off low bound to 0. So now from here on up, it's affecting. And I can then grab this and pull it all the way to the bottom. Alright, something like that. And you'll see that it only curves to the middle. So I need my high bound to be equal to 2. And that curves it all the way to the top. Actually, I want to make it curve just about here. Curvature is too much. Alright. There we go. Something like this. Alright. And I'm going to say that's not too bad. And I will. So when you have something like this, you'll see that if you move it, the deformer stays with it, and it deforms in ways you don't want it to. We actually, if you notice, we actually have another problem. This thing right here is too big, so I need to make it a little bit shorter. So maybe I will go to my bend and turn off curvature real quick. Grab this guy, bring down the pivot point to here, scale it a bit, maybe something like that. Scale this back up a little bit, something like this. Alright, so let's do my curvature again, move it up here maybe, bend it. Let's try it again, create the deformer, bend, since I had to change it. Low bound 0, high bound 2, pull it down. Yeah, that's going to look better. Okay, something like that. Alright, so I can now, if I look at my outliner, I can do a couple of different things. I have my bend handle and my sphere, which is actually an antenna. So I want to grab this, maybe pull it in here. What that does is that allows me to rotate it. And I can bring it down, something like this. Bring it over here. This top view. Let's bring it out here. Alright, and I can continue to bend it a little bit. Alright, not bad. I can continue to rotate it a little bit, something like this. There we go. There we go. And now I have a nice rotation there. And I'm okay with the fact that it's not exactly. I'm going to just leave it for now. And then, now that I have this created, I'm just going to say delete by type history. That gets rid of the bend deformer and gives it, now it's its own object. So the last part of attaching the antenna is what? I need to grab my four squares right here, my 4 cubes. What am I going to do? Extrude like usual. Oops. Something like this. And I need to just move this over a smidgen. Start. Okay, before I do that, let's delete these faces. And this object right here, what's the channel? Let's freeze. Let's grab it and then give it a center pivot. Oh, it's already been deleted. Good. Okay, so let's grab these guys and start connecting them together. Alright. And what do we do now? Go back to polygon, combine. I need to select both meshes. Combine. And just to show you something, when I go to my outliner, every time I combine, it creates a lot of garbage here. All of these things, this is like history garbage. So I'm going to want to do something about that before I finish this project. So, but first, I'll go here again. I'm going to merge components, press 3, and we have a nice little smoothing going on. So this kind of simple character, he's almost done. Alright, so what do I want to do? I have all of this garbage here in my outliner. If I want, I can go here, delete, and you only want to do this when you're done. Delete history, and you see it gets rid of all that garbage if you just feel like you need to clean this up. But we're not actually done, because what do we need to do? We need the other side, and I want to put an eye in there. So before I can do flipping over, I need to put the eye in. So let's create a sphere. Alright, 4 by 8. Let's do that. Okay. Object mode. And I'm going to rotate it this way, 90 degrees. Because this is kind of like the eyeball. And in this view, I'm going to put it here. Scale it. Something like this. Something like this. Something like this. There we go. There we go. Nice. Alright. So I have some geometry. I want to try to put this so it feels like it's actually within here. Press 3. There we go. Okay. Let's go here. Vertex. Let's just spread this out a little bit. Let's just give it a little bit of a nice spread. Check behind. Kind of align it a little bit. Something like that. Okay. Modeling, extrude, offset it like so. And what am I going to do, guys? You know it. I'm going to grab this guy right here. Okay, and that's gonna create an opening for this. Now, before I go on, I actually want to do something. I want to freeze transforms. Fine. Look at this. I'm not going to attach it. I'm just going to keep this in there. Alright. Pull this up. Extrude. Reset it. I'm going to push it in a little bit. Offset it a little bit. Like that. And actually, I can make this just a smidgen bigger. Okay. Go back here. 3. Object. 3. 0. So then it feels like it has a little bit more. It's going to feel like it's inside of here. I just want to add a little bit more geometry. Tighten that up just a smidgen. Something like that. And that kind of just gives it this feeling that they're actually kind of together a little bit more. If I just slammed it in, it wouldn't have that nice little bit. We can even turn off wireframe. You can see that there's just a little bit of rounding going on, and that's going to add something to it. Okay, now I'm feeling good. Save. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to press D, Command D, which is duplicate. Duplicate, boom. And I'm going to -1 over here. And you'll see here, now I have both sides. And I'm going to combine these together. And again, I have my issue of these aren't connected, so I'm going to go here. Now before I merge components, I always like to just grab my scale and just make sure this is perfectly aligned. Now merge components, And when I press 3, we have two sides of the character. I can grab my eye, and I can center pivot, and duplicate it and move it over. And I've got this beautiful, weird character. He's done.